Very good morning to all of you. We're going to start today your first chapter of class 12 physics, that is electrostatics. In order to study the electrostatics, we have to have a very basic concept about electric charge, because this chapter electrostatics is completely based on the study of charge. And in class 12 physics, if we go for a simple review of the class 12 physics, then we'll find that the class 12 physics course begins with electric charge and it finishes with electric charge. So electric charge is a major role player in the class 12 physics course. So we'll start your this year's session by electrostatics. Hopefully you will try to get the concepts, and whatever I tell you, you just keep making the notes about it. If any particular doubt you have, you can message me or inbox me. I'll get back to you accordingly. So let's start electrostatics. Before discussing about the topic electrostatics, we have to if we want to analyze it in a very brief manner. In physics, there is a topic that is called electromagnetism. Electromagnetism. In later on of this courses, you will learn better what is electromagnetism. This electromagnetism is further classified as electrostatics and electrodynamics. This word electrostatics and electrodynamics, from the word itself we can get the meaning of electrostatics. Electrostatics, if I go for the analysis of this thing, suppose as I told you that there is a topic we have to know, that is electromagnetism. This electromagnetism topic is further classified as electrostatics and electrodynamics. Electrostatics and electrodynamics. That means electromagnetism is classified as electrostatics as electrodynamics. Electrostatics, statics, that means the stationary. Dynamics, that means moving body. That is electrostatics, you will understand the charge is stationary. Electric charge is stationary. That means we'll study about the charge that is stationary, that is electrostatics. Next is electrodynamics, that on that causes the particular electric charge will keep moving, the moving charges. So in your class 12 physics, in electrostatics, we're going to learn number one. There will be some chapters which is we learn. Number one, electrostatics itself. I have elaborated the meaning of electrostatics so far. Number two, that is you'll find Gauss law. This is Gauss law we'll learn. Thirdly we have the capacitor. So in electrostatics, in this year or in the class 12 physics context, we'll learn this is electrostatics, Gauss's law and capacitor. And in electrodynamics, as I told you that electrodynamics, what does it mean? That the charge is dynamic, that means charge will moving. So in this case, number one, we'll go first. This is current electricity. Current electricity in the part of electrodynamics. And number two, secondly, we'll go for the magnetism. Then we'll have AC current, and we'll have EMI, that is electromagnetic induction. So this is a simple description or simple introductions to the electromagnetism along with the electrostatics. So basically, if we classify electromagnetism, so we got two parts of it. Accordingly, electrostatics and electrodynamics. So in electrostatics, you will have electrostatics itself, Gauss's law, and capacitor. And in electrodynamics, you will have the current, electricity, magnetism, AC current, EMI. So as I told you that electrostatics means, in this case they will study about the electric surge that is stationary. Now in order to study what is electrostatics, we have to know what is electric surge. We should have a brief concept about electric surge. What is electric surge? Electric surge is nothing but it is an energy possessed by a body by virtue of which it shows attraction and repulsion. What is attraction and repulsion? That the like charges, two like charges, if there's two like charges, then they will repel each other, and if there is two unlike charges, that means if I want to say that if there is a positive charge and there is a negative charge, they will attract itself, and if there is a positive charge and positive charge, they will repel. We'll study about like charges and unlike charges later on, but we have to understand what is electric charge. I have just told you that electric charge is nothing but it is an energy possessed by a body by virtue of which it shows the attraction and repulsion properties. So in order to understand electric charge, it will be very easy for us to understand about electric charge if we go to the concept of an atom. We all know that this all universe is constructed with atoms. Atoms, we have got the concept of atom. In atom, what happens if we go to discuss about atoms? Atoms. So in case of atoms, what we find basically gets in atom generally there is a nucleus, and in nucleus there are positive charges. In nucleus there are positive charges, and these positive charges are known as proton. These positive charges are known as proton, and these proton are positive charges. These are positive charges. Around the nucleus, that means around this positive charge, there will be electrons moving in some orbit like that. So these are going to the electrons. These are electrons. That means these electrons are negatively charged. So this is called electron. How they are charged? They are negatively charged. That means we have got that if we classify electric charge, we will get two types of charges. Number one is proton, they are positively charged, and in an atom, this positive charged proton remains in the nucleus. This is nucleus. This is nucleus. Around the nucleus, that means around these positive charges, there are some negative charges is also moving, and these negative charges are known as electron, and these electrons are negatively charged. At the same time, if I ask you that if I go to tell you some more information regarding electric charge, that regarding electric charge, if we have to go the SI unit of electric charge, the SI unit of electric charge is coulomb, and it is written as capital C. SI unit of electric charge is coulomb, and there is also a CGS unit of electric charge. This is also, you should know, that is stat coulomb. The coulomb is the SI unit of electric charge, and the stat coulomb, that is CGS unit of electric charge. Now if I ask you that how many charge will be in one electron? In one electron, there will be minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. In one electron, minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge are available. And in one proton, amount of charge you will find is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. That means if we analyze these things very clearly, we will get that in one electron, the amount of charge is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. And in one proton, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. Now question arises that when atoms or when a body is considered as neutral, as you can see that in one electron, the number of charges is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and in one proton it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So if the number of electrons is equal to number of proton in an atom, then that particular atom is supposed to be neutral. This is the neutral position, that amount of electron is equal to amount of proton. So this is the neutral condition. That means the amount of electrons will be equal to the amount of proton. And as I told you, that amount of electron, that is this much of, and amount of proton is this much for one particular electron and proton. If these two numbers are equal, then that particular atom will be considered as neutral. So this is some basic information about electric charge. As I told you that the electric charge is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of which it shows the attraction and repulsion property. You can write it in. And the SI unit of electric charge, I have told you, this is coulomb. C, and the CGS unit of electric charge supposed to be stat coulomb. There are two types of charge, positive charge and negative charge. Positive charge are electron, positive charge are proton, and negative charge are electron. And in one electron, amount of charge, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. This is this numerical term should be remembered for numerical purposes. Now if I go to discuss about the different properties of electric charge. There are some properties of electric charge also. The number one property, you can say that electric charges are conserved. That means electric charge cannot be created or cannot be destroyed. That is the first property of electric charge. That electric charge is conserved. Then the second property, electric charges are quantized. Numerically or mathematically, we can express this quantized formula as Q is equal to plus minus Ne. The third property, that electric charge is associated with mass. That means if the electric charge is transferred somewhere, and if your electric charge is shared somewhere, then along with electric charge, mass will also be transferred. And electric charge is also transferable. So if I write these things, it will be very easy for us to understand the topics. The properties of electric charge. How can we define all these things? Number one, you write the headline, the properties of electric charge. Properties of electric charge. There are so many properties of electric charge, but we'll discuss a couple. Okay. So number one property, as I have just told you, that whatever number one, that electric charges are. Charges are electric charges. Charges mean electric charges, you understand. The charges are conserved. Charges are conserved. I have explained to you it. What is conserved? You cannot destroy or you cannot create it. Number two, the charges are quantized. Charges are quantized. And mathematically, this equation or this statement can be expressed as Q is equal to plus minus of Ne. This is a very important word, relation. Q is equal to plus minus of Ne, where N is an integer. That means N is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, and E is the electrons. And in one electron, how many charges you can find? That is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So basically, if we want to analyze more about the quantization or quantize of electric charge, you will find, suppose I am taking an electron here, two body. This is two body, the neutral body you can say. Now by some process this body has lose an electron. Remember the point. By some process this body A and this body B. This body A is losing an electron to body B. That means whenever this A will lose an electron to body B, this B body will transfer a proton to particular body A. That means as soon as from this body an electron will be transferred to B, from B immediately one positive charge, that means one proton will be coming to this particular body. Now understand that what is the relation with the quantization of electric charge of this particular topic. If I want to state to you that quantization and the meaning of this particular definition or diagram, that you can write that if a body loses an electron, then this body becomes positively charged. Are you getting my point? If a body loses an electric charge, if a body loses an electron, it becomes positively charged. If a body gains an electron, it becomes negatively charged. Very important point. Again I am repeating. If a body loses an electron, it becomes positively charged, and if a body gains an electron, it becomes negatively charged. That means in this case this body A is losing an electron. That means one electron is moving, electron is negatively charged. That means one negative charge has been transferred and negative charge has been lost. Then this body who have lost this electron will become positively charged. On the other hand, the body who have got this electron, negative charge, this body who has got or who has gained this electron will become negatively charged. This is the another meaning of quantization. Number 2. Number 3, if we go to write number third property. Third property is what charges are transferable. Charges are transferable. That means electric charge can be transferred. Finally, that charges are associated with mass. This is an important relation, that the electric charges are associated with mass. So these are some property we have discussed about electric charge. Charges are conserved, charges are quantized, that is Q is equal to plus minus NA, where N is the integer, and I have explained it that if a body loses in one electron, it becomes positively charged. If a body gains an electron, it becomes negatively charged. Remember that. Next, the charges are transferable and charges are associated with mass. So these are some properties of electric charge. Apart from that, we have got one more things regarding electric charge, that conductors and insulators. Conductors and insulators. Conductors and insulators. These are also two things. We consider them in the properties of electric charge also. So in case of conductors and insulators, what we can say? That in case of conductors are some material which allows the movement of charges. In case of conductors, it is a device or it is a material which allows the movement of electric charges. And in the case of insulator, that does not allows the movement of the movement of charges. So these are 2 points, and which is also belongs to the properties of electric charge. That in case of conductors, they allows the movement of electric charges, and in case of insulator, it does not allows the movement of electric charges. There are so many examples you can find. Next, regarding electric charge, again we have got one more topic, that is called charging. Charging of a body, we often use this word charging. So basically, what does it mean? Charging. You can write, in case of charging, I am telling you that charging is nothing but transfer of charge from electric charge, you can write from one body to another body. This is the charging, or charging, you can say. This is charging. The exact definitions or exact concept of charging is like that. That means the charging is transfer of charge, electric charge. I am writing charger, but electric charge from one body to another body. If you transfer charge from one uncharged body to another charged body, then this process is called as charging. You can write it, the transfer of electric charge from one body to another body. This is called charging. There are some process of charging. So what are the process of charging? The process of charging are 3 types. Charging by induction. You can write that charging by induction. Number 1. If I write charging by charging by induction, you write. Charging by induction. Number 2 is charging by conduction or contact. Charging by conduction or contact. Charging by conduction or contact. And next you can get charging by friction. So these are some process of charging a body. As I have come to know that the charging of a body, there are 2 types of charging of 3 types of process by which we can charge a body. And what is the charging of a body? I have elaborated to you that charging of a body is nothing but it is a process by which we can transfer electric charge from one body to another body. This is called a charging. And there's type of process, the charging by induction, charging by conduction or contact, and charging by friction. I will discuss individually what is actually charging by induction. Charging by induction, you can write by induction. Charging by induction. Charging by induction. So in case of this particular things, what we do, we consider 2 neutral body. We have got a neutral body, and we bring one more body nearby it. So this is body A, this is body A, and this is body B for us. Now I want to make this body A negative positively charged. I want to make this body A positively charged. By the process of induction, what I will do, in order to make this body A positively charged, what I will do, I will bring a negatively charged body nearby it. That means I have brought a negatively charged body nearby it. Why? Because I want to make this body A positively charged. Then what will happen? When this negative body will be placed near A, then the positive from these two body, the positive charge will come this side and negative charge will go this side due to the attraction repulsion property. Understand? No? That means these two body were neutral first. I want to make this body a negative positively charged. If I want to make this body a positively charged, then I have to keep a negatively charged within nearby it, and then this negative body will attract all positive charge from this body. All positive charge from this body and this body will be attracted towards this negative charge, and negative charges will be repels. And then next process, you separate them. If I separate them now, so only A body will remain positively charged and body will remain, B body will remain negatively charged. Have you got the situation? Next process, same case I am taking. If I am taking two bodies, suppose this is a body A and this is a body B. If I want to make this body A this time negatively charged, or if I want to make this A body negatively charged, then what I will do? I will keep here a positive charge as we kept here a negative charge to make this body positively charged. Similarly, I will take a positive body here to make this body negatively charged. Then all the negative charges from this body will come this way, and due to repulsion, all positively charged body will gather in this body. Now if I separate them, this body will remain, that is A body will remain negatively charged and body will be remain as positively charged. Understand? So this is the induction process by which we can charge a body. This is the charging by induction. Next is the charging by conduction or contact. Charging by conduction or contact. Charging by conduction, or this method is also known as contact. It's very simple method of the charging. So in case of conduction or contact method, what we do, I will keep a uncharged body. It is a completely uncharged body, and I will bring a charged body nearby it. Suppose this is body B and this body B is positively charged. Once I bring this body B that is positively charged nearby A, or in other language you can say that I have brought this body B that is positively charged in contact of A, then the next process what will happen, that this body will also be positively charged. That means once this A body, before earlier this body A was neutral body, uncharged body, that means there is no charge, zero charge, and once I have brought this B body that is positively charged in contact with A, then that some charge will be shared with A and B. That means automatically A will also become positively charged, and next time we will separate it, then we will find that body A is positively charged and body B is also positively charged as from the beginning. So this is called the conduction or contact method. It's very simple. The last method was by friction. Charging by friction, the last method. Charging by friction, you can write. Charging by friction. What will gain in the friction? In case of friction, it's very simple. Again, I will consider two body A and B. This is two body A and B, neutral body you consider. Now if they rub somehow, if I rub the A and body, if A and B are rubbed, then what will happen? Thermal energy, thermal power or thermal energy will be produced. Thermal energy will be produced, and When thermal energy will be produced, if I rub them, then the loosely bound electron produced, then loosely bound electron will transfer from body A to B, will transfer. That means a loosely bound electron will be transferred from this body A, from B to A. Understand now? Then next time you go separated, if you separate then this A and B body, then this body will become negatively charged and this body will remain positively charged. So in case of friction, you can write one word, very important word, that basically will keep two neutral body, and what we'll do then, we'll rub. Rub means we'll mix them up. Then if A and B are this body, if A and B are rubbed, then thermal energy will be produced. That means there will be some thermal energy will take place. And loosely bound electron, there will be some loosely bound electron in A and B also, and those loosely bound electron will transfer from A to B. That is how we can charge a body by friction. And basically there are three types of process I have told you of a charging of a body, that is by induction, conduction or contact, and by friction. So that's it from all the basics of electric charge, and I have tried to give some basic information of electric charge. In the next class we will go for a derivation of electric charge, Coulomb's law, electric field, all these things we will discuss. Hopefully you have understood it. If any problem, kindly inbox me. Thank you so much.